Hi, it's Celyn and welcome back to my channel. It's nearly Christmas. Yay! So in Minecraft, if you guys didn't know, you can place a snow golem and then you can shear like the jack-o'-lantern off the top of the snow golem, and left behind is this super cute snowman head. I love it so much. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make your very own one of these as a canvas to put up on the wall or use as a decoration. But it is so simple, so let's just get started.
Okay, so before we can start, we're going to need a list of supplies. So here are the things you're going to need. So first things first, you're going to need a blank canvas. I'm going to be using this 20 by 20 centimeter one, so if you're going to be using the same measurements as me, I recommend using one of these. As you can see, I'm using a deep edge one, which is called a box canvas, I think, and you can just get them on Amazon. I got mine from Hobbycraft, but you can pretty much get them anywhere. Next up, you're going to need a pencil. As usual, if you watch me a lot, I'm going to be using a mechanical pencil because they're my favorite, but you can use any pencil you like. Alongside your pencil, you're going to need a ruler. Yay! As you can see, my ruler is 30 centimeters, but you can use any ruler you like. And as well as your ruler, you're also going to need some erasers. Wow. You don't have to use funky erasers, but apparently that's all I have in stock. So we're going to be using this panda that you can remove the head of. We're almost done with the supplies, so all you're going to need now is some acrylic paint. You're going to want a black acrylic paint and a white one, but then that's all you need. You don't need any more, which is amazing. And finally, you're going to need some paintbrushes, or just one. You can just use one if you like, but I'm going to be using two different sizes. Both of them are Daler Round. The first one I'm going to be using is this angle shader, which is my favorite for doing pixels, and then the other brush I'm going to be using is this flat wash brush, which is a much bigger one, which I'm going to use for larger areas. But once again, you can just use one paintbrush if you like. But anyway, that's it for the supplies, so let's just get started. So to begin, you're going to want to grab your blank canvas, your ruler, and a pencil, and we're going to start by doing little markings along the top and the sides as measurements. This painting has a total of 8 pixels across and down, so each pixel is going to be 1 inch wide, and every 1 inch marking, you're going to want to do a little mark with your pencil. So you're going to do that along the top, and eventually it should look like this, and then you're going to want to twist your canvas and do it along the top one more time, which is technically the side. Once you've completed your little markings, we're now going to join those markings to the opposite side. So we're going to be using a ruler to pull them all the way down to make straight lines, which is going to start forming our grid. Since this is going to be a super simple painting, it doesn't matter if your lines aren't perfect because we're going to be filling in most of the space with just one block color. You'll see eventually what I mean by that. As you can see, I've gone ahead and joined those lines from one side to the other, and then I've twisted the canvas, and I'm going to repeat that same step with the markings I did along the other side of the canvas to make a grid. I really hope this is making sense, or at least you can see what I'm doing, because it's so hard to explain. Anyway, once you've gone ahead and followed all the steps, you should eventually get your grid, which should look amazing. And at this point, you're going to want to grab your eraser. I know, this part is heartbreaking. And you're basically just going to rub those lines out as much as possible, but leaving enough that you can still see the lines, if that makes sense. The reason we need to do this is because we're going to be painting the canvas completely white later, and we don't want the pencil showing through. Once you're done erasing, you're then going to want to start adding little marks for where your paint's going to go, and we're going to start by painting our grey squares. And lucky for us, there's only 3 grey pixels in total, so we're just going to use a pencil to mark those on, and you can either follow mine as a reference, or you can find a reference on Google to see where the grey pixels go. But here's a close-up of those little markings. You don't have to use markings if you don't like. You can just freehand it and have fun with it, but I just wanted to do it so you guys could see where they go. And once you're happy with your little markings, we can mix our paints and start painting. Yay! You're going to want to just mix your black and white together to mix a dark grey, and then you can start painting directly onto your canvas, which is so exciting and so much fun. So as you can see, I'm using my smaller angled brush, which is my favorite. It is so good and does really precise lines. As I mentioned, you can use any paintbrush you like, but if you have a square or an angled brush, I totally recommend it because it makes it so much easier. But as you can see, I've gone ahead and just started painting inside those pixels that we've marked with an X using this dark grey. I really like to water down my paints. My paints really like it when I water them down, so they don't go really watery or anything like that. So if you've got the same paints as me, I recommend using a lot of water. It really helps. But eventually you should be done painting your 3 grey pixels, and it should look a bit like this, and then you can grab your pencil once again, and we're going to mark in those black squares for the next step. There are a total of 5 black pixels, so there's not that many, but there's more than the grey ones, so we're just going to mark those in with a pencil like we did before, just so that we know where we're painting and how we're doing. Once again, you can use a reference online to see where the black pixels are, or you can refer to mine, which is obviously the best. No, I'm joking. I like how I said that over a blurred image. That's hilarious. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys a close-up once again of all the pixels, so here you are if you're referencing mine. At this point, you can grab your black acrylic paint, and we're basically just just gonna do the same step as the grey but using black paint instead. So we're just gonna fill in those pixels, which by the way is so satisfying. I've been using acrylic paint more and more lately and I'm starting to get the hang of it. I feel like before I was sort of like using it without water and it wasn't really working, but now I get it. But as you can see, I'm just going ahead and filling out those pixels one by one and I'm just having so much fun with it. I'm not too worried about making any mistakes like going outside of the pixels. Acrylic is super forgiving, so if you make any mistakes you can just go over it with another paint. We are going to be filling the rest of this canvas using a white paint as well, so that's going to be super easy to clean up any mistakes. But anyway, as you can see, I'm working on my final 2 pixels and then it's complete. Yippee! So now we can move on to the final step, which is using our white acrylic paint, and we're just going to paint the whole of the canvas using If you're a superstar and you don't have any pencil markings left behind, or you chose not to use a pencil, you can totally skip this step. I decided to do this step because I had a lot of pencil markings behind because I'm a failure. No, you're not a fit. It's fine. But I went ahead and did around 4 or 5 coats of pretty watered down white paint because I wanted to make it nice and thorough and have no pencil markings left behind. This step did take quite a while. It probably took me an hour, maybe a little bit more with the drying times in between, but eventually it was done and I am so happy with it. I think it is so cute. But compared to most Minecraft projects, I think this is a super simple one for a really cute result, and I hope you guys were able to follow along a-okay.
I love it so much. This is such a simple DIY and I feel like the result is so cute. But if you love Minecraft and you're maybe not super crafty or you just want a simple craft to do, this is really easy and the result is adorable. But I hope I included everything you need and all the instructions you needed to follow along. I tried to make it as straightforward as possible because it is quite simple overall. One thing I forgot to mention in the tutorial is if you don't want to do the grid, you can just freehand the squares for the eyes and the mouth if you want, and then you don't even need to try and cover up all those pencil lines with white paint. You can just leave it as it is. So that'll make this sort of easier. It depends if you're good at freehanding squares or not. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed painting it, and I hope you guys were able to follow along a-okay. I am so excited for Christmas and I hope you guys are too. I don't know if I have a video coming next week or the following week, but one or the other, and I'll keep you guys updated on my Instagram. If you don't currently follow me on my other social media channels, I will link those in the description box down below as well, so you can follow me over there and just keep an update of what's going on. One thing I want to mention before I go is I'm actually going to be posting this painting, this one right here, over on my Etsy, which I will link in the description box down below as well. I actually have 2 of them now, so I have this one and then one that's in my living room, which I painted over on TikTok. So if you enjoyed the tutorial but you're like, I don't want to paint one of my own, I'm going to just have one available on my Etsy. But this is a one of a kind. There'll only be one of them ever. No, I might do them again. I don't know, maybe next Christmas. But anyway, that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any suggestions for what you want to see me do next, if you want other tutorials or you just want to see me painting on random things, for example, let me know any suggestions you have down in the comment section down below because I love doing what you guys want to see. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe because it really helps me out, and I will see you all either next week or the following week on Friday at 5 PM. Bye! Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree.